Cackling had you.
To Gooch.
We have had a day today, y'all.
Today has been an awesome
It
day.
has been a freaking day, man.
Yeah, I don't know how to get to that thing.
Why am I not
Here I am.
surprised?
I'm here. But did I have my sound down? No. Did you turn it back on?
I didn't know.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm set. Is anybody on with us? No, thank God.
Well, we have the usual of the Instagrammers that come and go.
Come and go.
Come and
Go
go,
and
come and
come.
go, come and go.
Come on, Instagrammers, stick with us. Just stick with us. Today has been an intense day.
Chris and I have been through a lot today, yo. Donnie Boy McCoy says, how's it going? It has been a day, my friend. It has been a
It is
day.
Wednesday. As Mike Perez is watching us.
Hey, Ford.
Hey, Ford. I'm just the time delay of Zeea. Ford says hello.
Hello. Well, I can only see them come up when they actually say something because on this screen doesn't have.
So we're running a little
Hi,
late. Z and I are doing
Hello,
our
JJ
duties
Collectibles.
today and doing our medical yearly checkups and running a little late because they were running a little late.
Yeah, I never felt more like a car before in my life.
So in 2 days, we'll let you know whether
Hey,
Z and I are healthy.
I'm a goner, man. I'm a goner.
Zeea may be a goner, but I will still be here on every Wednesday with you for the rest of my life. Phil is on with us. Ford is on with us. Mike Perez is on with us. So we're just going to wait for everybody to load up. Hopefully everybody loads up quickly.
You know why I want a spinal, but they gotta do it higher up.
What do you
So
want?
like the whole spine is numb.
You want a spinal tap. You want, what do you want?
You know when you're talking about the
What's
That.
it called?
when they numb you from the waist down in the spine.
It's a very weird sensation.
No, but I want them to do it higher up. So my back doesn't hurt.
Why don't you just numb your brain?
I was born with a numb brain. The brain is not the problem.
Jason's done because you know what?
Oh,
Everyone's going to
Jason.
come on tonight because we're really retarded tonight.
We are not. We are special.
We are special. Z and I are very special. Neal said it a lot that we were special.
I am more special than most.
We are Neal's special children.
Yeah.
So, hi everybody. We got good news today. Brad Tree from the Baltimore Comic-Con invited us to be there this weekend.
Yep. Now I just have to figure out how to get my ass up there.
Right. So, it was
So,
very
If
Very
anybody's
nice.
going there from New York, want to give me a lift, give me a heads up.
very nice of Walter Noor invited us and was willing to give Zeea a booth space and a table. So we want to say thank you to Brad for that. And it's their big 25th anniversary at the Baltimore Comic-Con. It's a big year for them.
Hey, Dennis.
And I hope everybody is going, especially if you're on the East Coast. It's a great convention. It's one of the last true Comic-Con-y comic book conventions, even though they do have actors.
I really like, when I saw that they were doing the tech in the book.
Yeah, Zeea really wanted to do the
Man.
I think you should just send in a tick whether you go or
No,
not.
I know, but it's not going to be in the book.
Well, who knows? Maybe Brad
It's
pushes
too-
that button
no,
at the
it's
last
too late for
minute.
the books are already printed.
I'd never defy Brad Tree.
The books are already printed, man. Not going to happen.
All right,
But
so
I
we're
did
gonna.
get into the Black Sad one, which that one came out really nice.
That
My
one
Black
did.
Sad piece came
That
out
was last
really
year,
nice.
right? Wasn't it last year
That
that we
was-
went?
The last year that I went, yeah.
Right.
Not the when you and I went.
That was
But the last year
year.
we went with Dad.
Oh, you did Black Sad that year.
I did Black Sad that
Did Dad do a Black Sad that year?
Dad did do a Black Sad. I think Joel did one
Wow. So
I could be mistaken. I'll have
there
to check
are
my book.
3 possible black sads out there. Well, Dad loved black sad because he actually did one of the translations.
But I was like surprised at. I mean, not to pat myself on the back,
Go
but
ahead, Pat. Please.
but it was a beautiful piece.
It was a beautiful piece.
It was a thing of beauty to
It was a thing of
behold
beauty.
forever.
Okay. I'm sure all 3 of them were beautiful.
They were, but mine was particularly beautiful because it was not expected. You expect Joel and Jason to do nice pieces.
No, I
Is
expect you
mine-
to do a nice piece.
But it was a surprise for me. I was very happy.
Okay. And all
Donnie
of you
Boy
are like,
McCoy,
what is going on with them tonight?
Hold on. Donnie Boy McCoy is saying, I was hoping I could make an offer on an item I have been wanting to get from you guys. If you even have it available still, if possible. Which item are we
What item are we
discussing, my
talking
dear?
about?
I am intrigued now. What item is this?
What mystical
Do-
piece are you interested in? In my pile.
And no, they did not medicate us at the testing site.
They should have.
We should. It's the Iron Man sketch card that you showed a while back.
I think we still have that. I don't know where it is.
Okay, so it's a color one, if I
Yeah, it's
remember
a color
correctly.
one.
The colored ones have been 800.
Yes, the colors were 800. We do still have that one. If you're
You
really
just don't know
nice,
where the booklet
if you're
is.
really nice to Zeea, I'll look and see. I
Nice
didn't
to
see it.
It's really hard to be nice to Zeea.
I did see. I haven't seen it the book, but it's in the book. Hold on. Let me see. I gotta look for it.
All right, well, Chris is looking for that. And you had a black and white one.
Oh, she just found it.
All right, he seems to think there's also a black and white one.
Maybe it was black and white.
Maybe it was. While she's doing that, I'm going to do this. Aha. She's not
back
looking.
already.
Aha. Too late. I've already put it up.
Touche, my friend. Touche. So the way you claim anything on the show is right in the comment bar, claiming whatever it is you're going to claim. So Z is showing something. I don't know what she's showing.
I put it up there to have something pretty to look at while your lovely face was not there.
Iron Man is black and white.
Iron Man is black. Okay,
Yes.
so
And Iron
black
Man
and-
is
or
$400 to buy, and we still have him for the lovely person who's interested. Could I put this in front of your thing?
you go right on ahead.
All right, I'm gonna put your thing over here.
That's fine.
Put it that way. Okay.
See, it does not want to let go.
It does not. Okay. Iron Man. So for the black and whites, it's $400. So we do still have the $400 Iron Man. Talk about service. That was pretty good
I
service.
know. That was pretty zippy there, Chris.
That was the big.
Real Jerry Lawler. Is that really you, Jerry? We haven't seen you
Jerry
in
Lawler
like
hasn't talked to us in
forever.
like forever. We miss you so much.
We do. It is on sketch card stock. On the back of that card, if I'm not mistaken, is the same image that you see on the right, which is that Tarzan image that Chris is going to double check. But Jerry, we have to like reconnect, man. We haven't seen you in way too long.
Yeah.
Okay, so that Tarzan piece is what
We
is
thought
on
you
the
didn't
back.
love us anymore because
Oh.
we didn't have Dad anymore.
Yeah, I know.
There are some people who have like cut us off because we don't have Dad anymore. It's really kind of sad.
I know. It's sort of like when you break up with somebody and they all go to the boyfriend's
Right.
side.
It's like a divorce.
It's like, hey. All right, Donnie Boy says, do you have any from Upper Deck Premiere? I think those
I
are
do.
the ones that are in the...
Right
There
here.
you go. Okay, Chris is going to
I
demonstrate.
knew you were going to ask that question. I knew Upper Deck was coming. I could feel it.
Sam, why do we have to be nice to Zeea? Because Zeea has the controls to block your ass. That's why.
There's the Zeea I love.
There you go.
You just go block their asses.
I block your ass.
Okay, I have Hulk in color. Premier. So colors are 800 a piece. They can go on the payment plan because they are artwork, original art. So what you're looking at is the Marvel Premieres from, I can't see, 2014. These are the original sketch cards. These were extra ones that we got just in case Neal made a mistake.
He
And
wrote, "Oh, just checking."
who's just
Sam.
Oh, okay.
Why would we have to be nice to Zeea?
Oh, okay. You better be nice to Zeea.
That's right.
Otherwise, we take a hiatus, and you'll
That's-
miss us.
That, and on top of that, I'm Chris's favorite.
That's right. Okay, next up, I have some goblin.
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin. Hobgoblin.
No, Hobgoblin has orange clothes.
Oh, what did you join the boy club this week? Because you drew a Hobgoblin too?
No, I drew the Green Goblin.
Hobgoblin.
No, Green Goblin is the daddy. Hobgoblin is the son.
Who has the orange pumpkins?
They both have the orange pumpkins.
How stupid.
Sorry.
All right. If I wrote comics, only one would have pumpkins.
Chris put on her sassy pants today.
Okay, next is this guy.
That is the
The
Vision.
The Vision, who somebody didn't color his little gem.
Because my brain wanted to say Spectre, but that wasn't it.
Somebody missed the color on his gem.
Oh, somebody wasn't the one that colored it.
Oh, there you go.
That would have been Dede.
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 Dede. Did not
Dede.
color the gem.
Well, the gem is yellow.
Well, it's not colored.
It is yellow there. It's on his forehead.
No, it's not colored. Look at it. It's not colored. I'm telling you.
He left it white?
He forgot to color it.
If you want me to fix it, I'll fix it.
You need to fix it. Okay. So we have him, and then we have this beautiful woman.
Storm.
So that is what we have in the Marvel Premier trading cards. Again, these are all original cards by Neal. Pencil in color by Neal. This is like 100% Neal Adams here.
Yep, start to finish.
None of us other Adams family members did these.
Unless, of course, you have me fill in the color on the Visions.
Zeea has
Gem.
touched the gem on
Yes.
Vision. We will take it down $10 for that.
Jerry says, it's me. My health has been bad. No health
No,
been bad.
Jerry, you can't tell us that.
You know, because if you tell us your health has been bad, Chris and I will turn up on your doorstep and take care of you.
Yes, we're very good at that. We
Yeah.
have really good credentials.
Yes,
And we're a lot of fun.
there's that too.
So, if you need some fun, Jerry, we're the ones to call. We
We're-
almost lost Dad on 23rd Street. One of the last runs we did with Dad, he was like super happy. His sugar was like tanking. I gave him a spoonful of honey. Marilyn said I was killing him with a spoonful of honey because his sugars were going down. We thought he was just going in for like an oil change.
Routine checkup.
Right. We call an ambulance. They didn't think it was bad. They put Dad in. They forgot to lock the gurney.
Well, no, but we were all in it. Like, normally they only let one person ride
Right.
along with the person, but like
They
all
were
three of
dumb.
us.
They let all
It
of
was
us
Marilyn, Chris, and me. We're on the side, and I'm all excited. Oh man, this is the first time I've ever been in an
go. And I'm
ambulance.
like, why am I in an ambulance on a
Right.
Saturday?
And it's great because we get in the ambulance and we go and we get to the corner and the guy turns the corner and the back doors open and Dad's gurney goes ka-chunk towards the door and
We
all
all
three of
ran
us
up.
like reached out to grab it. It was so Looney
It
Tunes.
was like being
It was Bugs
Laurel
Bunny.
and Hardy or the Three Stooges. And
Charlie
Dad
Chaplin.
loved it.
That was a Charlie
Dad
Chaplin
loved
movie
it.
right there.
And I'm holding him with my feet and my hands, and then they finally locked him in, and then we went to the hospital. Then it was downhill from there. But he did have a really good experience with us, and he thought.
Oh, Dad thought it was hysterical.
Right, exactly. And you have to have those moments, like those
Right.
are the golden moments that you hold on to. Your Laurel and Hardy moments.
Okay, Donnie Boy says, okay, so I'm going to keep watching the show tonight before I make my decision on what fish I am what. Okay, did you want to see the other sketch cards that were in the sketchbook,
Right, we can do all the sketch cards.
because these are the only ones that are that specific card type that you're looking for. The other ones are, our printing on the back of Tarzan.
So, in any case, you may not want me and Zeea to hang with you because we may be bad luck. I don't know.
Well, I will say, if you're in our presence, if you do go, you're going to be laughing to death.
We'll guarantee it.
So,
It's in our contract.
I'm convinced that's how I'm going. I'm going to be hysterical laughing.
I hope we go as well as our parents went.
Because I know it'll get to my funeral, and people will go over to Jade and go, "Oh, I'm really sorry about your mom. How did she go?" And Jade's going to go, "Somebody farted."
There you go. And Zeea laughed herself to death.
That's right.
Okay, here we go on trading cards. So, whoa.
When you're ready.
My book is a little crazy, out of control. So we have 2 Green Lanterns that are pencil and ink meal. The way this works, guys, is if you're buying original art, you can put 1/3 down as a deposit. You can pay it over the next months. You're in charge of how much you want to pay per month, whether it's like, let's say you have a good landslide month. Let's say you're a rep and you've pulled off the big job and you get a $500 bonus. So if you want to spend $100 one month and then the next month you have a crappy month and you only make $20 and you want to put $20 the next month, you can change it up because the incentive is for you to get it fast. You have to pay money. And most people want what they want to buy. So you're in charge of how fast or how slow you get the piece of art for yourself. We don't ship it, so it's completely paid off. There is no interest or penalties, except Chris is reviewing penalties because when Chris has to go back 4 years, I may start putting a penalty in here.
We do encourage monthly payments just to keep you current, but whatever that increment of that monthly payment is entirely up to you.
Right.
However your finances go. And we've got so many people that, always used to say, "Oh, I can never own a Neal Adams piece of artwork." And now they're complaining about they don't have enough room on their walls for all their Neal Adams artwork.
Right. And that's why Jason created it, so that everyone, and convinced Neal to do it,
right,
to be perfectly honest, is because it allowed everyone then to be able to buy a piece of art. You weren't held back because you're not super rich.
Right, and Sam Green says, "I love my Supergirl card. I have it on my stairs, and I check it out every day."
All right, so we have black and white Green Lanterns. I'm going this way, right?
Yep. Well, you can take the plastic down because it'll probably stay up.
Stay. Okay.
Maybe. Hopefully.
All right, we have Wonder Woman, Black Canary, and Iron Man, which we showed. Now, these are 400 because these are pencil and ink meals, and they are signed by Neal.
And these are inked in a pen that should you go, "Hey, I'd like Zeea or Jason to color it," it can be done.
Correct. They can be colored. Okay, now we're going to color. Colors are 800.
Okay, so we've got Green Arrow, Deadman, Marvel Girl, the Spectre.
I love, personally, Chris Beck, and I don't want you to buy, is Spectre because I like Spectre. And that is probably
nice piece.
The only Spectre we currently have.
And then on the right, we have Dark Phoenix and Wonder Woman in color.
I love the payment plan, keeping my wife thinking I only pay $250 per Neal Adams original work since 2011. That's really sad, Sam, but I love it. Okay, next is...
next we have Harley Quinn. We have another Deadman, unless that's seen through. Oh, I think that's seen through. So it's basically Harley Quinn and the Huntress that we have there.
And these are pencil, ink, Neal. Color on these kind of goes back and forth between Neal and Jason. The ones that were the Marvel premieres are all Neal. These are a little different. And is that it?
That's right? It. Uh-huh.
Okay, and then in these, and these are also 800. We have a Catwoman.
Okay.
And these are great. I mean, these are small, nice to put them on the bookshelf. They lay nice on a bookshelf in these little plastic containers.
And easy to hide if you don't want your significant other to know you have it.
That's where you can palm these. If you have big hands, you
There you
can palm it. We have a Joker. We have Rogue.
Very pretty rogue.
Which there aren't many rogues out there. These are all really tight drawings. Neal is a master at drawing mini frames in advertising, so for Neal to draw in a little frame like this, you're still getting quite a lot of detail, which comes from years of advertising work.
Mm-hmm.
Supergirl. And I guess there is another dead man. So there are two dead mans. Because there was the one in the book, and then there's one in plastic.
There you go. And these also have the Tarzan backs, right?
Yeah, these are Tarzan back. I'll turn these around.
Hey, Greg.
So the back of these are designed by Continuity by Jason. And they're Neal's Tarzan sketch is what the back of these are. So these are kind of like continuity cards of Neal's. And the other ones that we showed earlier that were in color are Marvel Premiere cards. So back to Jerry Lawler. Jerry, I found a Super Snipe comic book which Neal accidentally signed.
Are you still here with us, Jerry?
And I have
Yeah,
it,
you're still
and
watching.
I instantly thought of you because you like Super Snipe, and Neal likes Super Snipe. So, and I was thinking of sending it to you.
Can we send it to him?
Well, I can't because I don't have his address. He
I
would
was
have
gonna
to
say.
secretly send me an address. Okay, so here we go, guys. We're going to start our night with Batgirl. Batgirl is 11 by 14, and I got tags all over her, so let me get those off there.
Okay, Donnie Boy McCoy wants to know, so how long would I have for a payment plan? As long as you are making monthly payments, you have whatever time it takes for you to pay it off. I mean, we do like it to be relatively reasonable.
Right, I am not a bank.
Yeah.
I'm not like Chase Bank or...
But being as we hold the artwork until it's paid off, it only encourages you to pay it off sooner.
Right.
So it's really entirely up to you. And Sam Green says, please buy this Batgirl. I have plenty of Batgirls, but this is tempting.
This is $1,800 to buy. This is pencil and ink Neal. Color on this is Jason Adams because Neal doesn't usually color his own stuff. Occasionally he does color his own stuff. Sometimes he doesn't. He had a studio full of colorists that worked on a lot of commercial work. A lot of great colorists have come through Continuity, starting with Corey Adams. We've had Lynn Varley. We have Zeea Adams. We have Seymour Schachter, who has gone off to be a person who does a ton of cereal boxes that we all own and have bought for years. There are a number of creatives out there that have come through the Continuity Studios who have worked on coloring. So this is Jason's coloring, 11 by 14 back row pencil and 8 by Neal. This is also a very heavily airbrushed piece. It is $1,800 to buy, which is a great price. And I don't know if this one isn't signed by Dad, right?
No, it isn't.
Right. This one isn't signed by Neal, so this would get a certificate of authenticity to go along with it, stating that it is strong right now.
Hi, Ted.
But unfortunately, Neal did not draw. Did
Did
not
color.
sign this
And
one. It's been a long day.
It has been a long day. We've been poked and prodded and examined today, so it's a little. And not even by aliens. I mean, that at least would have been a
That's true.
story.
It was aliens. It would have been fun. Okay, here we go. Here is Batman yelling, pencil, and ink. Now, this is a gorgeous piece of art. I love this piece of art because it's telling a story, and I don't know how many classic Batmans are out there. This is not a classic Batman. This is a yelling Batman. The price on this is $2,800. And this is pencil by Neal with inking by Neal. This is really about the pencil work.
I'll show you the scan here in a second, I promise.
That Neal put into it, and it is signed by Neal. If you are on Facebook, and Zeea finds our pen,
I found this.
there she goes. Then you can see this up close. You can really see the detail and work that Neal did with how he used his pencil in different ways to create a tone for Batman. A ton of work in this piece. I personally love this piece. $2,800 will always be the bottom basement price for this piece. Really nice Batman behind me.
A thing of beauty to behold forever.
That's true. All right, I have a dead man. Now this is a piece that we found in the art drawer recently that is ancient because it is on the Neal Adams continuity kind of paper. And if you look at the square that we're drawing in, it's a much larger square than most profile drawings we do. When we do profile drawings, they're usually not all the ways down to their chest. So this is $1,200 to buy. This is pencil, ink, and color by Neal, and it is signed by Neal. And it is Dead Man. Now, like I said, all this original art can go on the payment plan.
This piece is $1,200 to purchase.
It's a really nice Dead Man piece if you're into Dead Man. So the interesting thing about Dead Man is that he was actually kind of created by Carmine with Bob Haney, and then Carmine he went from being, I don't know what to what. I don't know if this is where he made the move to publisher or he made the move to art director at the time, but he gave up Dead Man, and then Neal came in, slid in, the way Neal Adams slides in, and took over Dead Man. And then Bob Haney ran into some medical problems, and then Neal took over the writing chores of Dead Man. So this is really where Neal got to really play in a playground because he was writing besides drawing.
Mm.
And Dead Man is really kind of an angry character, so it's an interesting. Like, I highly recommend reading Dead Man, which, like I said, was started by Carmine. The first issue of this was Carmine Infantino drew it, and then Neal took it over from there.
And if I was swimming on the trapeze and some asshole shot me, I'd be pretty pissed.
And we do know someone else's parents who got shot on the trapeze. Which in Batman Odyssey, Neal actually goes back and goes, Dead Man was shot on the trapeze, and Robin's parents were shot on the trapeze. What is that all about? Another reason to go back and read your Batman Odyssey. $1,200 for Dead Man.
If you don't go back and read your Batman Odyssey, I recommend having a notepad next to you because there's stuff that you'll miss if you don't write it down.
That is true.
It's like doing homework, man.
When Neal took over Batman Odyssey, first of all, we did Batman Odyssey without actually selling it to anybody. Dad just started it. And I was like, well, I said, you really want to play the game, Dad? Let's truly be a freelancer. Let's do something that DC didn't really ask for. And if you do a great job, DC will want to buy it. And as a rep of Neal Adams, I knew we would win in the end in this game, no matter what, that they would not refuse a really well-drawn job by Neal.
Well, that would just be silly.
Right. Well, but no, because this is
not that it hasn't been done before.
This was really breaking the rules.
Mm.
Because this is truly the new freelance job, except that Neal was using their character. So Neal started Batman Odyssey. We did show it to DC, and sure enough, DC bought it. But it was very important to Neal because he got to tie up a lot of loose ends that he had left behind within the, Ra's al Ghul stories, or whether it was Dead Man stories. It was his way of pulling all the strings that were still left out there together. And I know a lot of people were like, well, but it doesn't look like Ra's al Ghul, which makes sense because Dick didn't ink it, because Dick had passed away. There was no way that we could have Dick ink it. And Neal did a lot of inking, and we had Ghost and Cabbage do inking. A lot of people did inking. Kevin Nolan did inking. And it is a book that you kind of have to read as a whole, not do it as monthly issues. So now that time has passed,
I realize it might make it easier for them to hear you.
and we've grown up a little bit. Maybe it is time to pull Batman Odyssey off the shelf and try reading it.
Mm-hmm.
And see what Neal was pulling together as his last strings of a lot of series that he got to work on. So this is 11 by 14. This is Wonder Woman. This is pencil, ink, and color Neal. The price on this is $2,500. It is done on a color acid-free paper, which is that gray tone, creamy gray tone behind Wonder Woman that you see. But Neal did a really fantastic job on this piece. That you don't realize that color is sitting under her flesh tones or the gold or the brown of her hair. This is $2,500 to buy, and it is signed by Neal. 11 by 14, $2,500. Gorgeous piece. And the nice thing about this piece is it is based more on a comic book Wonder Woman than it is an actress Wonder Woman. Which is one of the reasons why I like this piece. And this would also be a Chris pick piece. Okay, next up. This is a layout for an Avengers piece that Neal was trying to sell to Marvel that they never bought, which is like, crazy man, why would you buy this? Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers.
You got Vision, Scarlet Witch, and the Ant-Man.
And the cool part is you get to see all the different sizes.
Mm-hmm. This is signed by Neal. It is roughly 11 by 14-ish. Probably more like 10 by 14. And it is going for $5,000.
So gorgeous piece by Neal. It did not go further than this because Marvel, for some reason, was not interested in this at the time. Probably because they were doing something different. I don't know. And we're selling this layout for $5,000. And this again is original art.
Okay, it's going big.
Next piece is a print. It goes this way. Now you're gonna ask me, what is the size of this?
Okay, so this is a print. This is not original art, folks. This is a print. This is
It's a large print. It's bigger
It
than
fainted.
13 by 19. It did faint.
well, I'll grab the measuring tape while you sort
Actually, I
them
have one right behind me.
out. Okay.
I put your measuring tape.
Well, my measuring
No,
tape is
moved.
over here.
Right, you moved. It moved. Okay, thank
There
you.
you go.
Okay, so the size of this baby is like 22 inches tall by 17 and a half inches wide. Now, this is a sample that was done for Neal in sepia tones of a Tarzan pencil type pencil. It is signed by Neal. There are not many of these out there because, like I said, these were samples by a Jacqueline maker. So again, this is a print. It is signed by Neal. They are almost like a one of a kind.
Yep, and this one is going for $300. Donnie Boy McCoy wants to know, so would it ever be possible to get some of those covers he did on comics now as a variant / con exclusive? There have been times where Dad has done a commission piece or something like that we have submitted to Marvel or DC that have later become a cover. So any piece that Neal has done could potentially at some point become a cover. We just couldn't tell you which ones because we don't know.
Is that what he asked? What was his question?
The question was, so would it ever be possible to get some of those covers he did on comics now or as a variant con exclusive?
It happens occasionally. I mean, unfortunately, we have to strike at the right time. The DC may be doing something. And DC at times may be buying extra covers so that they have a back stock of covers. It happened. I don't know if I have it up here.
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys tried to do a comic. Maybe as an anniversary for him or something you guys do. That would have to be something that Marvel or DC does because it's their characters, so we don't really have license to do that. Jim Hackett wants to know, did he ever do a color version of the sepia print with the full background? This actually was one of Dad's Tarzan covers, was it not? This piece up here. This was colored, wasn't it?
We see this piece at least I think it's this piece, where it's a white background.
Right.
It's coming forward over the brown branch.
Right.
I
don't think it has all the background in it.
It doesn't have all the background in it. So, and to answer the other person, this is a piece that we sold as a piece to somebody out there in the world, and then convinced DC to buy it, and then it came out as a comic cover. So sometimes it does happen that way. There are pieces we have sold that we have submitted to DC. The other cover I would say is that Green Arrow cover that I've shown as a print that's in pencil that they ended up buying, and that was something that Neal just did for himself.
Right, and if you are relatively new to this show, because I do not recognize your name, we have done, after Dad passed, we did do a sketchbook of a lot of stuff that was commissions and other artworks that Dad had done that we put into a sketchbook. If you're interested, what you can do is go to nealadamsstore.com, and we have all the sketchbooks up there, including the post-passing of Dad. So that's nealadamsstore.com.
So sepia tone Tarzan is $300 to buy. It is signed at the bottom by Neal.
Great, glad I could help you, Donnie Boy. Yeah, there's a lot of really nice sketchbooks that we have up on our website. So I highly recommend when you have an opportunity to check out the website.
Yeah, the website has a lot of books that we don't sell during our show. I mean, occasionally we go back and sell them, but that's really an occasionally.
Yep.
But he does have stuff on the site. All right, this is a piece that is only known by watching the show. This is a 13 by 19
There's a piece of glitter sliding down the front. Yep. Okay, it fell off.
So 13 by 19 Giclée of a piece that Neal had drawn for a commission piece. It is roughly based on
251.
251 or Five-Way Revenge, as some people call it. In that it has cards, it has Joker Batman is facing forward, kind of, sorta. It has a New York City skyline. So it has the elements of 251. And this was done by Neal right before he had passed. This is the Giclée that we put out for New York Comic Con last year. We sell this normally for $200. I'm going to sell it tonight for $100. It does not come signed by Neal because it was done after Neal had passed.
Well, it was printed after Neal had passed. The signature that you see on the bottom right-hand corner, he did sign when he finished the painting.
Right.
But the Giclées we printed after Dad had passed. So the signature that you see there is a printed signature.
Right. So in this case, we can enclose a certificate with it, or we can stating that Neal did do this Giclée. Right. Or we can also do a hologram Neal Adams signature that would then be on it. So for tonight, I'm going to charge $100 for this Giclée because we're almost coming up on the anniversary of New York Comic Con at this point.
Yep, Phil. Enrique is asking, do you any movie posters while you dig through your drawers?
I haven't found any new ones, Phil. So it's been the same ones that we've been selling, which I think you've bought all the ones we've sold.
Okay, and Donnie Boy wants to know, do you have the Ali versus Michael Jordan print sign, the ESPN print sign?
Yes, we do have that print. That print sells for, well, we have a big size of it that sells for $200, which I don't know what the size of it is. We have another print that sells for $100, which is 13 by 19.
Okay, so you can either choose a 13 by 19 for 100, or there's a larger one, which we don't know exactly what the size is off the top of our heads,
which is
for
200.
200. But if you send us a direct message, we
I
can
can
find
answer
out that information for you.
Right. But we still have both sizes on that. And both sizes are still signed by Neal. Because Neal was like, if I drew that, goddamn it, I'm going to make money on it.
That's He did not want to do it a second time.
The Neal Adams way. But yes, we do have that still available. And we still have the ESPN magazine itself still available, which that was limited. That was really designed for ESPN subscription holders. So it actually has a smaller print run than ESPN normally has.
And Phil says, From China with Death was a movie poster Neal used to have on his website. If you come across one, let me know.
Okay, I will write that down, Phil, and see. I will talk to Jason.
All right, and Donnie Boy wants to know how much is the magazine.
That you would find on the nealadamsstore.com as well.
Yeah, I would check the website for that.
That I'm not sure.
We have so many items, it's hard to keep the price
I
of
tend
everything.
to do more artwork and prints, and the store tends to do more books, magazines, as well as artwork and prints. So you definitely can find it on the website.
Right.
If you want to direct message me, I'll look it up tomorrow.
If you have trouble finding it on the website, just let us direct message us and we will look into it for you tomorrow.
Okay, I wrote Phil's note down.
Alrighty, Roo.
So we will look. Let's see what we got. All right, I'm going to do Zea's. Now, you guys know that the original facsimile edition of Superman versus Muhammad Ali came out, I want to say, 2 weeks ago.
I want to say 2 weeks ago, too.
We're in the third week at this point. And this is a sketch cover edition, which means that it has white paper with the logos on it, and it allows artists to do original drawings on the covers. And the interiors of this book are the original printing of Superman versus Muhammad Ali. I will say it's on a little bit whiter paper than the original kind of yellow paper that it was originally printed on, but it is the original colors by Corey Adams, which is our mother. And this cover is an original drawing by Zeea Adams, who is Neal's youngest daughter, who does
Voodoo dolls.
voodoo dolls. So we have this is the page where Superman is on the gurney. That is Muhammad Ali turning away. Muhammad Ali has now officially kicked Superman's butt.
And that's Perry White saying, stand aside.
Because we're under the red planet.
Red sun.
And Superman has no powers. And he has been beaten up by Muhammad Ali, which I'm convinced that if Superman had his powers, it doesn't matter anyway.
That's true.
Because Muhammad Ali would have rope-a-dope Superman.
That's true. You got the moves.
So this is the famous gurney scene where Superman is
Being carried away.
Up. And
Where's the chicken?
And he's in trouble. And basically,
if you buy this, I will draw a chicken in the white space over Muhammad Ali's name.
They don't want. Yeah,
I
actually,
know,
there
he
are
wants a
chickens in the spread.
There are the two chicken aliens.
Because I zip-a-toned that. That was like one of the, like when I came into continuity, Neal was in the middle of Superman versus Muhammad Ali. And every day, Julie Schwartz would call and go, Chris, this is Green Wednesday. How's your dad doing? And I'd be like, Julie, we're still working on it. As I'm zip-a-toning. And it reached the point where things are bad when they give shit to me to do.
Mm-hmm.
That is artistic. And Dad had given me like, here's the spread with like the big green guys, and he said Zipatonic Crest, and I was like, are you nuts? I'll cut through the goddamn paper. I'm the moron child.
Dad's way of teaching us was basically throwing us in the deep end of the pool.
Right, exactly. So this is Zea's original drawing of her gurney scene of Superman, the voodoo doll version, and you're selling this for
$250.
$250. So it is an original piece of art on a facsimile edition of Superman versus Ali. Voodoo dolls, a gurney scene with Superman. Muhammad Ali turning away. He's just kicked his butt for $250. You may own this from Zeea.
That is correct. And there's more coming. Jason Duncan says that's a steal at $250.
It is a steal at $250, which is what I told Zeea today.
I know Chris wanted me to do more. And Ford is claiming the Superman vs. Muhammad Ali. Thank you, Ford. Thank you, Ford.
Bam!
Woo-hoo.
All right, well, for that, you get a bomb. Not the
Ooh.
bomb, Zee,
The
not the bomb.
bomb.
It just means Zea's got to clean it up tonight. I'm not
Jason
cleaning
Duncan
it
says, bam.
up. Bam! And as you're writing stuff down, I'm cleaning off the bottom of this.
That's okay.
And
You
then
also have to hit your Obnoxo button.
I did. I hit it like 3 times. You weren't listening. Here you go.
I chose to ignore it. Yeah. There you go. I will wipe it out so everybody gets to see the wondrous results.
Zea's
Yeah.
deaf tonight, guys.
Man, I have been poked and prodded and examined and 3, 2, 1.
Hey! And there we go for Ford for the line of Zea's Superman Ali.
Thank you, Ford. Hey, Happy Towers.
You just came in at the right moment. Another Zeea original here has gone to Ford Dolan.
Well, Happy got the last one, which actually got picked up today, I think.
Yeah, a lot of stuff left today. So
Happy Tower says, I'm late to the party, but just in time for the big bam.
there you go. All right. I'm going to put this back here.
Okay.
Okay. What is next?
What is next, Chris?
I don't know. Because I did not set this up. You want to do ginger? I'm going to do this one. This is actually a print that is 13 by 19 for $100, which I think is actually one of the better Tarzan book covers that Neal did. Not everyone was a winner.
Ooh.
Snap. But I do feel this one was a winner. And this is Tarzan versus the Leopard Man. And what I love about this is that it is
Thank you, Felix.
anatomy-wise really cool, action-wise really cool, color-wise really cool, compositionally it's really cool. And you can just feel it when you look at it. So this is a 13 by 19 print. It is signed by Neal. It is Tarzan versus the Leopard Man. This was a painted, illustrated cover for the Tarzan series by Valentine Books. And we sell this print for $100. It is signed by Neal at the bottom. And I think this is one of the better covers that were done by Neal for the Tarzan series. You can see Chris Adams' seal of approval.
There you go. Or
isn't easy to get. Chris is like a hard sell.
that is true. You are an art snob.
I am an art snob, and that's the reason my dad would be like, Chris, what do you think? I don't know, Dad.
Yeah, you think Dad's rough to get past.
I'm worse than Dad. So, anyway, Gorgeous Piece by Neal. It's a really nice print. It is $100 to own. And it does come signed by Neal at the bottom. It is super dynamic. It's interesting because it's a very circular composition. So it's one of the prints that I love. All right, I'm going to do another Zeea print.
Ooh.
This is
Feeling the love.
my more favorite paintings of Zea's. Now, this is based on a Ben Casey panel that was originally done by Neal. Neal used Neal's panel like a pencil. She painted it on a
3 foot by 3 foot framed canvas.
Right, and then we did giclées of those paintings. She did like 3 paintings. This is one of them. We refer to this one as Ginger. And basically, we had the paintings at New York Comic Con. As they just stated, they were 3 feet by 3 feet. And we know not everybody, especially in New York City, has that much wall space. So we did giclées, which are
20 by 20.
20 by 20. So this is a 20 by 20 giclée of Zea's painting based on Neal's Ben Casey panel. Using Neal's Ben Casey panel as her pencil, she then painted this piece. She has signed Neal Adams the way Neal Adams signed the piece that he did on Ben Casey, along with her own signature. This is the strip that Ginger comes from. You'll see the panel right there. And we sell this for
$200.
$200.
And I will say, when it comes to, I know a lot of folks have got significant others at home that aren't usually fans of you bringing home comic book artwork, and I get that, and I feel for you guys. But I will say that when it comes to these significant others, they stop by to look at these a lot more often than all the other pieces that we had up.
And Ginger is stunning. She's a stunning piece.
And it's very fashion as well.
Whether she was drawn by Neal or drawn by Zeea. Zeea did a magnificent job redoing her. She's got fabulous hair. She's got fabulous makeup. She's got fabulous eyes and fabulous lips. She is $200 to buy. And you get the Ben Casey print of the strip that she comes from by Neal. So $200. I can't believe half the time she didn't start with Ginger. Ginger is the one that everybody usually starts with.
Yeah. Ginger
she's just smoky. Like you just know this woman is like trouble.
Actually, there's a part of me now that I'm thinking about it. I should have named her Jolene.
So again, this is $200 to buy. Original art was by Z, based on Neal, Zea's father. Gorgeous piece. Everybody that watched during a certain time period loved this piece. I have like one left. This is it. This is Black Canary. We refer to this as Black Canary Pink. It is 13 by 19. It is $100 to buy. It is signed by Neal. We didn't have that many Black Canary prints. This is one of few. It is $100 to buy, and it comes signed by Neal. A really nice print of Black Canary. This is a newer piece by Neal. And Happy Tara says, I do have one spot where I'm thinking of evicting an abstract self-portrait.
Ooh.
Cool. That's pretty cool. I'm all for that. $100 for Black Canary. I'm going to do one more print and then we'll get back to the original. Because we had, we introduced an extra print that apparently showed up at one show. Must have been on the West Coast because I know I did a lot of the printing for Neal for all the Comic Cons he did. This is a print that I never printed. So he must have done this like for one show out there. I think this is my last one. This is the X-Men Red, as we call it. It is 13 by 19. It is signed by Neal. Again, this came in from LA, and we're selling this for $100. And this was a variant cover that he did for the convention of Rhode Island. So, X-Men Red, 13 by 19, signed by Neal. My last one, and like I said, we never did this in a lot of bulk because, like I said, I've never printed this. I was shocked to see it as a print. 13 by 19, $100, X-Men Red. Okay, next up is a Scooby-Doo.
Ruh-roh.
Where are you? So Scooby-Doo is on, looks like 9 by 12 paper. How would that? It's bigger than 8.5 by 11. Yep, 9 by 12. 9 by 12 paper. This is based on the old.
Oh, Biswajit Roy is claiming the X-Men Red print.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I had my back turned.
We gotcha. Okay. Okay. Got it. It is yours. I'm going to put it over here. Move my pineapple over. We will do a smaller one. Okay, so you want to pull it out? From
There you go.
Scooby-Doo.
Go for it.
Okay, here we go for the claim of the Red X-Men. There we go.
Ooh, right at camera.
Right at camera.
Only we had 3D.
So there we go. So that is for you. Thank you very much on that Red X-Men piece. Very nice. Nice buy. Like I said, there aren't any of these around really. Like I said, I think they did it for one convention. That was it. Okay, so back to Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is 9 by 12. This is the original, I think, pen and ink for Scooby-Doo Power Record. It was a small record that was done probably before I even stepped in the door.
Benjamin.
So I would say this is probably early 70s. And we're selling this for $800. So it is a published piece, Santa Claus with Scooby-Doo, with Rutro, $800, 9x12 by Neal. And I do not think it is signed, but I will give a certificate of authenticity that goes along with that.
Benjamin Wyman is claiming Scooby-Doo.
Benjamin, you're crazy. $800 for Scooby-Doo. This is like a great Scooby-Doo. And Santa Claus, I will say, Dad draws a really good Santa Claus. So even though Santa Claus is way in the background there, it is a really good Santa Claus.
Benjamin's going, wow, that was quick. What was his number?
800.
Yeah. Benjamin.
He is jamming. So Benjamin, did you get your package? I just want to make sure you got stuff because by now that should be with you. And you were kind of like bouncing around places. I just want to make sure that you got your last package of stuff. And what's interesting is it has Dad's crappy Scooby-Doo handwriting up there. But you got this really cool, cute little Santa Claus by Dad back there.
And Benjamin is saying, can you include where it was published? Thank you.
Yes, I definitely can. Not a problem. And we will do a bomb.
Benjamin holds his own beer.
Benjamin's got some cool art. Like when I look at what Benjamin has bought over time, he has quite an interesting, I would say, eclectic. Because he's gone for some weirder pieces, and then he's got some really nice pieces.
Happy Kyra says, Benjamin just walked in and the wallet come out like ninja stars.
All right, here we go for a Benjamin. I'm going to fly it your way, Zee. I'm ready to hit a light bulb tonight.
Chris, you always close your eyes when you fire it anyway. So yeah, see, it's all over here.
That made a big mess that I will regret when I have to clean it up.
Right.
Thank you, Benjamin. This had a lot of hang time.
It did. Well, that one had more boom than the one I had.
Kaboom hang time, and it made a mess all over. So I can stay later to clean it up. Thank you, Benjamin.
We have to go back to the paper ones, so they're easier to clean up.
Yeah, because these stick to the floor.
You stick to freaking everything, man.
Okay, for those of you who watch Neal's Patreon, this is a pencil of Batman from Neal's Patreon. This is actually the piece that he drew for his drawing lesson. I don't know what lesson it is because I found this with a note on it.
My suspicion is some form of anatomy because he's looking at that shoulder.
He's looking at the shoulder.
He got some detailed drawings of that shoulder going on there. So.
I will watch the Patreon and I'll be able
And then
to
he's got
name
sort
it.
of the knee joints that look more like joints than he usually draws them.
Yeah. So if you're interested in purchasing a Batman that matches the published Patreon video of Neal Adams doing a drawing lesson, this may be your piece of art. It is.
8.5 by 11?
No, it's actually 9 by
No.
9 by 12.
Holy
it is a
smokes.
9 by 12 Batman.
You got
It
me
is.
on that one.
It is $800 to buy, and I think it's signed.
It is signed.
It is
In
signed by Neal.
pencil.
He probably signed it in the video, I bet.
Probably.
But this is the Batman from a video teaching probably anatomy. It is one of Neal's drawing lessons that he drew while on camera. Yeah, Happy Tower says Benjamin has the best batch of advertising art as well.
Well, there you go.
Yes, he does. He has like quite an array of Neal. He suffers the disease of Chris's portfolio, where clients wouldn't believe that Neal Adams drew it all.
He spreads his net wide.
Yes, he has a wide net. And he has a very wide net, like the way my portfolio used to be. And people would be like, the same person didn't draw this or drew this. And I'd be like,
yeah.
Well, sometimes I would lie because sometimes the clients would just believe what they wanted to believe. So I would have to just agree that, yes, you're right. Somebody else drew that.
Benjamin says huge net.
But it was all Neal, and it was the good side of repping Neal, and sometimes could be the bad side of repping Neal. Because they wouldn't believe that the same guy that did this like super realistic people drawings was the same person who would draw like Nickelodeon. Because obviously somebody who draws tight and realistic can't draw cartoons, or someone who draws cartoons.
Somebody who draws little feet can't draw big feet.
Exactly. So, anyway, back to Neal's Batman. This comes from the Patreon drawing lessons. It is $800 to buy.
Are you sure?
And it, man, yes.
Okay.
That's what I said before, 800.
Well, it's just when you said buy. Buy? Yeah, maybe.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
If for 800, it does match the Patreon somewhere out there, and I will try to dig up what the name is, which Patreon this belongs to. No problem. Alright, what else? And now speaking of Nickelodeon, I have tight Rugrats. Now this was a movie poster comp that Neal did for the Rugrat movie, which I don't know if all of us saw. I know I saw it. When Rugrats came out. When Nickelodeon went movies, holy crap. This was for the Rugrats movie poster. So obviously we got hired by some crazy person out there.
Angelica. That was it.
Angelica's the little girl.
Angelica's the little girl.
And Chucky is the boy.
Chucky is a redheaded kid.
Yeah, with the glasses.
The other ones I can't remember.
Right. Now this is...
But Chucky was my favorite.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to steal it from you guys for a minute. So the size of the actual drawing size of this is 7 by 10. It is signed by Neal. This is $450 to buy. It is Neal's type pencil. And I will say on the back of this is Neal's delightful handwriting, because this goes back from old times ago.
Sam Green was asking how much was the Batman.
Batman is $800.
I don't know if you heard that, Sam. Chris says 800.
Right. So that is Neal's handwriting with the $450 price. This is the piece of art. It's a Rugrat piece. If you're into Rugrats, this is a really nice piece to own. Rugrat art is not easy to find out there.
Not drawn by Neal.
And this one is drawn by Neal. It's also signed by Neal. So it's $450. I will even keep the pink sticker on there that is Neal's handwriting.
He's playing Roblox while watching this.
I know. This is a new thing that he likes to throw out there. Because he thinks...
We demand your undivided attention.
Yeah, last week was a little rough with nobody.
Yeah, I know. Chris and I were really cranky Friday night.
Well, you're not going to pay attention to us.
Here we are doing our monkey song and dance for you guys.
Okay, here we go. Wolverine cover sketch. Cover sketch. So this is Neal's prelim cover sketch for First X-Men #3 by Neal Adams. So this is a preliminary cover sketch. It's fairly tight. It is $600 to buy. It is a published cover for First X-Men #3, which was a series that was written by Neal Adams and Peter Stone, drawn by Neal Adams, and I forget who the inker was on this job. But it was a fun job. It was a Wolverine job, which I had wanted to do. We convinced Axel Alonso to let us do it, and we did First X-Men.
Happy Towers, you are not the only one who thought you were alone in the audience on Friday. And Sam Green says, sometimes I'm at Comic-Con waiting for Zeea. Yeah, it'll be a while before I'm at a point where I can do Canadian shows.
We can't even get to Baltimore, let alone Canada.
Yeah. I was scared.
So again, this is $600 to buy. It is a Wolverine cover for First X-Men #3, prelim by Neal Adams, signed by Neal Adams. That Neal Adams dude. So are any of you going to Baltimore this weekend?
I was going to say, if I manage to sell all 3 of my pieces tonight, I can go to Baltimore. But I have to sell all 3 of them.
Good luck, baby.
I know. It's not going to be easy.
So, Wolverine, First X-Men #3, Neal Adams. Preliminary sketch. Which all of Neal's sketches are really tight compared to most other artists.
Even his loose sketches are tight.
Yes. Here is a print. Now, some of you obviously already purchased this. We call this Batman Gray, Running in the Rain. 13 by 19, $100, signed by Neal. 100 to buy. Okay, down that goes. Next up is a Muhammad Ali piece that Zeea has been sitting on.
I tucked it away and then I untucked it.
For a rainy day. So this is 8.5 by 11. It is a pen and ink of I was going to say Superman versus Muhammad Ali. Just Muhammad Ali. I could put a Superman on the other side. Then we can have Superman versus Muhammad Ali.
Well, I will say he's very pretty. And if you choose to get him colored, he's even prettier.
He is a front-on versus a profile. He is $900 to buy. There are no more of these. This is the last one left. It is signed by Neal. We said we would color this within that $900 price if somebody wants it done in color. Right now it is in pen and ink by Neal, signed by Neal. Ali, $900. Gorgeous piece of art. And I will say this, Neal did not draw Ali that often. Mostly because most people don't ask for it.
I definitely drew him as pretty as the man himself.
Yes. And like I said, we will honor coloring it within the $900 price. And Zeea would be the one coloring it. So again, Ali, $900, pen and ink by Neal, the guy who drew Superman versus Muhammad Ali. And the reason why he got the job in the end is because he could do the likeness of Ali to the satisfaction of Ali and his family.
So much so, legend has it that he bought a bunch of copies of the book, had the pages torn out, and plastered on the wall at his gym, I think?
Yeah. That was told to us by his trainer. So, $900, Ali, pen and ink by Neal. We do have a front on of Batman at 800, pen and ink Neal. So again, 800 pencil and ink Batman from Dawn, signed by Neal, pen and ink is Neal.
When you said front on, I thought you said from Dawn. I'm
From
like, who's
Dawn.
Dawn?
Dawn is a friend who gives me these. Front on meaning front I was gonna say profile. Front on meaning not profile. $800 Batman by Neal Adams. Okay, next up I'm gonna do Batgirl. Okay, Batgirl is 1,500. Pencil and ink is Neal Adams. Color on this is Zeea. This can go on the payment plan. It's Batgirl, signed by Neal. 1,500.
This is another one of those pieces that there was no drawing in the background when Neal drew it. I had to go find reference, and that is all marker. There is no pencil or ink back there. And this is the liner. So you see there was no background.
So you get both of these pieces for 1,500. That is Neal's pen and ink, and that is Zea's color. 1,500, you get both pieces of art. The old Mr. Pubic, we stopped
I
talking.
know, they've all gone quiet.
They stopped talking to us.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Benjamin's talking to us.
Benjamin loves me.
Because Benjamin likes us. Because he thinks we're angry.
If he worked at Dunkin' Donuts, he'd be giving me extra donuts too.
Zeea keeps getting free Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, I don't just walk in the door and they hand me free Dunkin' Donuts. I go in and
She
buy
buys an
stuff.
iced coffee.
But
and
if
she
I-
gets a donut.
But if I ask for one donut, I tend to walk away with 3. I need to stop going.
Okay, we have a very nice Dunkin' Donuts man who takes pity on us.
Just don't rat me out, because then he'll stop doing it.
Exactly. And he gives you nice donuts.
He gives me the good ones.
Right. I'm sure those are more expensive.
They are.
Okay, so we have a print here.
It's gonna take a long time for him to work out my dowry.
Batman Blue running in a lightning storm in the water. At the very bottom of this is a really large Batman original profile by Neal Remark with a airbrush spray in the front of it. We sell this for $1,200. It is signed by Neal, and like I said, that Batman at the bottom is an original drawing by Neal. I have seen these framed. They do frame up beautifully. Now I've seen them framed with a smaller Batman. This one is one of the few, because a number of these actually got water damage when we had that flood that you all know about. They all got kind of hit, and we had to throw them away. Oh my God. It was horrible.
There were much tears as there was water.
Right. This was a survivor, and one of the very few out there. I have seen this frame because we framed it for a show, and this was done for a European show. So again, 13 by 19. It is $1,200. This one is not discounted because it wasn't hit by rain. I mean, not rain, by floodwaters. Which flood was that? See? That was the water tank.
Flood.
That was the water tank that emptied into our floor. That was the exciting day where we get the fire department to come up because nobody knows how to turn off the water, right? And we had this giant pipe that broke that feeds the water tower.
Now I start walking down the hallway and suddenly there's a river coming down the hallway. And I'm yelling, flood.
Yeah, but you're like yelling flood like the girl that yells shark in the bay in Jaws.
Hey, a flood is still a flood and a shark is still a shark.
The shark. The shark's in the bay, Zeea.
I bet I would have gotten a faster response if I'd yelled donuts.
You probably would have. Donuts work.
Free donuts! They'll come running. They don't want to know about a flood.
So anyway,
what would have worked if I yelling water?
We had the fire
dehydrated or something.
We had the fire department come up, right? And at that point,
gallons upon gallons.
We have Superman versus Muhammad Ali hanging on the wall. There's probably 6 pages and a print of the cover. And the fire department comes up. There's pouring water down our hallway. It's like the Hudson River in the hallway.
It was like you opened a fire hydrant
and
on
they're
our
all
floor.
looking at the goddamn art.
And not turning off the freaking water.
And I'm like, hey guys, like there's water everywhere. Like, stop looking at the goddamn art.
It literally got up to my ankle, so that's probably about 2.5, 3 inches deep
Yeah.
on the entire floor.
So this is one of the surviving prints of that day. So this is $1,200 to buy. And like I said, this was done in Europe. There weren't a lot of these done. I think there were 20, and I would say we probably lost about 10 of them in the flood. And this one is a lone survivor. So this is $1,200 to buy. We did have a smaller one, which has a much smaller white to the bottom with a smaller Batman. This one has a really nice big Batman. So $1,200 is the price for Batman Blue with the original Batman drawing on the bottom.
And I can actually visualize the drawing that Dad would have done if he did a drawing of me spotting the water coming in the first place, with the little like thing in front of my eyes that he would draw of shock.
Like I said, you stood there going,
screaming flood. What was I supposed to say?
Yeah, but nobody thinks of like, what is she talking about? Flood. How could we be having a flood?
What the hell is it? It's
Meanwhile,
hallucinating again.
In this like little closet is a giant pipe that's like pushing water out.
Yeah, no, it was like literally like if you opened a fire hydrant on the floor.
Yeah, it was a fire hydrant on the floor. I totally agree with that.
And we had a big floor before with and all the boxes that were on the floor. And it was literally 3 inches deep. And when they finally turned off the water, there's all of us with like brooms and like whatever we could find, and we literally like swept the water out the fire exit out the back door.
Exactly. How we get our exercise. We hit floods now and then.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up, I'm going to end my night with M&Ms tonight. I have 2 frames of M&Ms in color. I have 2 frames of M&Ms. This is when yellow M&M goes up to heaven,
Right.
and talks to the angels. Or the angels say, hey, man, I want some yellow M&Ms.
No, that's when they go, sorry, man, I'm allergic. You have to go back.
And there are 2 pencil frames because in this case, the client had us take Neal's pencils, darken them, and color them so that Neal did not ink these. I believe these are signed. No, these are not signed. Okay, not signed by Neal, but these are done by Neal. And I believe we showed these during one of our older videos with Neal. We have 2 frames for $200, color and the pencils. $200 by Neal. A certificate of authenticity will go along with these. You get
Hello,
the
Lucas.
2 pencil frames. You get the 2 color frames. The color frames were done by Continuity Studios colorists, which I don't know which colorist did these, but they go under the eye of Neal Adams in approval and out to the M&M client.
Like Sauron from Lord of the Rings. He sees all.
He sees all. And believe me, he
And
does.
God help you if he doesn't like what he sees.
Because I always love those. Thursday night, Friday morning.
Sam Green says, "Buy my M&M." Wait, are you saying you're buying the M&M or Sam? You know how this works. You've been here long enough. Be clear, Sam.
Buy my M.
There's a vein in my temple that pops when you say stuff like that. Claim. Okay. Thank you,
Claiming, yay, Sam. Sam is buying the M&Ms in heaven.
Sam Green, the brother I never asked for.
He is kind of like Julian. All right.
For Sam causing trouble once again. Keep that vein in my temple.
We have Sam Green buying M&Ms. Got it. Which thumb should I do here? We've made a mess already. Big small, big small. Okay.
Can I claim a Mars bar? Do we have a Mars
I
bar?
don't have a Mars bar.
I don't know. How much do you want to pay for the Mars bar you're claiming?
Zeea will make you a Mars
I'll
bar.
go get one.
Here we go for Sam. Here we go.
So it depends on the Mars bar you want. Do you want the
Spinning.
American version or you want the British version?
Spinning. Gone. Okay, so I have a question for you guys. Do you think it would be better if we went later? I mean, are more of you around later than you were earlier? Or is our time slot the right time slot to take?
Or maybe a different day.
Or we were even thinking of changing possibly to Tuesday instead of
pretty much-
Wednesday. So what do you guys think?
While you're talking.
Zea's putting up a piece of odds. We're waiting for the time lapse.
We are.
So this is Zea's Spider-Man. Hanging out in Queens.
Great.
On a subway map.
So the Spider-Man voodoo doll is swinging from his hometown of Forest Hills, Queens, on a subway mat that has been mounted onto a framed canvas with the Green Goblin throwing his flaming pin cushions of pineapples. And this is going for...
Pineapples or pumpkin?
Did I say pineapples?
Yes, lady, you said pineapple.
Wow! It's 'cause I need to go to bed. I haven't poked and prodded too much. Pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
Pumpkin pin cushions.
They're pumpkins
That are flaming.
that are flaming.
Going right at Spider-Man. This is going for $300. It is, I believe, 14 by 18 with about 1.5 to 2 inch depth to the frame.
And the price of Zeea.
$300.
Zeea is asking $300 for the sizes.
I believe it is 14 by 18 with, I think, 1.5 to 2 inch depth.
It is definitely 18. It is definitely 14. Hard to do your depth. Your depth.
Thank you, Benjamin.
is 2.
Hawaiian villain. Yes.
Maybe we should have done Hawaiian flaming pumpkins. No, Hawaiian flaming
Hawaiian
pineapples.
flaming pumpkins.
It's getting worse.
We're all
here.
screwed up now.
It's getting worse as we hit 9:15.
Thank you, Benjamin. Well, I did this to Happy Towers. I'll tell you, I did this after meeting up with our graffiti friend, Dr. Revolt.
Which Dr. Revolt is named Danny. And Danny actually used to be one of the colorists of Continuity Studios.
That is right.
So Danny has worked on, I'm sure, M&M's, because I think everybody's worked on M&M's, because M&M's was a client we had for a very long time, and a lot of other commercial jobs up there. So, interesting that Dr. Revolt, alias Danny, worked at Continuity in the coloring department.
That's right. Of course, we didn't know him as Dr. Revolt back there, or I didn't know him as Dr. Revolt. Well, there's a lot of shit that you haven't told me. And then there's some shit that you tell me that I really don't want to know. I can't take my sister out for drinks because she tells me things
There you go.
that blind me.
I'm blinded.
We do it.
Okay, so I think this is going to be the end of our show because Jade has school tomorrow.
That is true.
And Zeea and I have one day together. So
A very long day.
we will be back on Friday. I think we're going to honor our earlier. Are we going to go for like 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock? What do you think we're doing
For Friday? I kind
Do
of
you wanna-
like a little bit earlier,
6
but
o'clock?
that's me.
All right. So we're going to probably do our 6 o'clock time on Friday. And we'll see you guys then. We will be on Friday. I will gather more different pieces for Friday. And I want to say thank you for those people who bought from us tonight. We always appreciate it. I hope people, if you're East Coasters and you can get to the Baltimore Comic-Con, it sounds like it's going to be fantastic this year. It is their 25th anniversary, and it sounds like all the big wigs are coming out.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. So this may be the year to go to Baltimore. I know it is this weekend, so it's a little short notice, and I understand that. But usually when they do like 25 years, it's like a big deal, and everybody goes. So Happy Tower says, I'm unfortunately home. You can start at 3. Night, Benjamin. So Zeea and I are going to say good night tonight. We want to say thank you to everybody who bought from us. We will be back on Friday night, probably starting at 6:30, and we'll take it from there. So hopefully we'll see you guys then. And like I said, if you can get out to Baltimore, great show to go to. And thank you, Greg Harper, for all the nice things you always say after our show. We appreciate that.
Thank
So
you.
say goodnight, Z.
Good night, Z.
And I'm going to say goodnight, Chris, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.